We say hello to the guys here because I'm actually a little bit upset. Guys, how could you let me, as my colleagues, as my coworkers, but more importantly, I would think as my friends, how could you let me pick against Virna Jandiroba? Like at some point in this whole thing, you had to have said to me, hey man, like Immortalized walked out to Island Boy. She gave you the handmaid. Like why, like maybe we should think this one through. Friends, need to tell friends when to say when. And I feel like this one's on you guys. You guys needed to jump in there and have my back, and no one had my back.
Let me go first because I'll get out of the way here. This is going to be very quick and easy. Wasn't consulted. Bad move on your part. Washing my hands of this.
Come on. Even with the tweet, I could have reneged. Yo, man, are you really going to go against
Too late
Virna?
in the process. Next time, come this way.
This is something completely unprovoked. I mean,
no
one was asking for it. You just tweeted it out. I was taken aback when you tweeted it out.
I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. I can't
believe the way you walked it back, too. You texted me before the fight. You had major concerns going.
I had major concerns. Well, first of all, everyone questioned my loyalty. Now, the thing is, there was a part of me that wanted to say to everyone, maybe she needed this. Like, we were backing her in October. Now we go against her. Maybe she needed the anti-mojo. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it worked. So maybe
you did her a favor. It was the motivational factor.
I wanted people to look at it that way, but they aren't looking at it that way.
Yeah, let me just say this, and I tweeted this with no acknowledgement, but I think
I saw it. I saw it. That's why I wanted you involved.
You've been picking with your heart all along. You've been giving out the picks with your heart.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it is. The
H-Dows?
Yeah, the Helwani Dogs of the Week. And in the last 2 weeks, you went against your heart. You picked with your head, and it has proven unsuccessful. It's time to get back to that. Virna is on the wall.
Yeah.
You blew it.
You blew it,
and you're the one who has to take accountability for this.
Now the pressure's really on. Now we've officially started a losing.
Follow your heart, Helwani. That's the advice. Follow your heart.
It's like one of those things you tweet it, and then you 100%. Right away regret it. Like I regretted it. Can I tell you what?
The sign.
I was on a very long drive. I was driving from my home to Cape May, New Jersey, and I'll explain in the future why I was in Cape May. I wasn't doing the driving, and I would say that I think I was a victim of boredom. And I was sitting there, and I was like, you know what? I haven't thrown out the H. I have to admit, I feel a lot of pressure. I'm feeling a lot of pressure to give one out every week.
You shouldn't.
Despite what you have said, and I can't believe I went against her. I should have done.
People want winners. See, this is what happens when we force it and we get a loser out of it.
I should have went with my original pick. That was Andre Petrosky. That was the one I wanted to pick, but I had it in the back pocket.
Beautiful.
Well, you picked him?
No, I didn't lay my money down, but I definitely was not betting Maximov.
That was big. I mean, he was the biggest favorite on the card, right?
Yeah.
Crazy, and the curtain jerker. So I feel bad about it. I want to take this time to publicly acknowledge their transgression for not having my back, and I want to say sorry on behalf of the team to Virna. She is remaining on the wall. I had a lot of people, by the way, saying I should give back the hat. I mean, let's not get this twisted.
I saw that too.
I mean,
you CC'd me on it, so I got like all the notifications.
Sorry about that. You get notifications?
No, I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Everyone.
Wait, you get notifications every time someone tweets you?
Nah, not like to my phone, like on the actual Twitter.
Got it. Okay. That would be crazy.
No, they were dogging you hard. Rightfully so, I mean, she's on the wall.
She's on the wall. But let's be clear here. Like, I've bestowed the honor upon her. Like, why would I give this back? Why would I take that down?
You have to give it back.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to.
What do you mean?
What?
She's giving you her hat.
She's saying thank you for honoring me. Thank you for immortalizing me. This is a thank you gift.
She's saying thank you for being along for the ride. I thought you had my back. Thanks for the support. And you're spitting in her face by picking Angela Hill.
The last time I picked her, she lost. So maybe there's something to this. She's really good, by the way.
I'm not buying this whole Bill Simmons anti-jinx stuff. It's not real. It doesn't work. You messed up.
Anik does it all the time. He always picks against his team.
You messed up. And listen, you put the pick where you thought the pick was supposed to go, and it was wrong. And you know what? Everybody, you're just lucky she hasn't called you out on it.
I know. I'm hoping.
Wait for that moment. Wait till that one happens.
Thank God her team, Tiago, not the, they're not the vindictive type, so I haven't gotten a text. I'm kind of hoping it flies under the radar.
No, she saw it for sure.
You think she saw it?
Oh, no doubt.
I haven't heard anything. No text, no tweet.
Push it under the rug.
Silence speaks volumes.
Push it under the rug. Pretend it never happened. Pick her next time. But don't make this mistake again.
By the way,
Don't make
she's staring at me right here on the wall.
I know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like in disappointment.
Yeah,
It's like
she's-
a
I love
disappointment.
that she's facing
She's
towards you.
literally looking at me right now, like her eyes are kind of like this. She's like, really?
I mean,
look
you might as well have
ashamed,
put
too.
Angela Hill up on the wall.
Angela Hill, man.
That'd be a rough one.
Just, I mean, you need to hold the L on this and bounce back stronger.
7-2 now,
7-2.
but the losing streak has started.
Yeah. Are we not going with Randy Brown? That was an official one, right?
No,
Okay.
no, you can't give it to me as the scorecards are coming out. After you see the Randy Brown officially defeats Chaos Williams by a split decision.
Well, since
Taking a look at these lines this week.
yeah, well, I haven't looked at anything yet. Have you?
I mean,
Anything-
yeah, I've looked at it, but I'm not
We-
going to sway you in it.
Because I thought Rakic wins, and he's going to fight the winner of Yuri Prochaska versus Glover Teixeira, which works out perfectly because they're fighting on June 11th in Singapore, June 11th here, June 12th over there. Now what do you do? Like if Glover wins again, you want to see that again?
I don't know. I mean, Jan got dominated by him, and then did he really even win that fight? Like it was 1-1 going into the third, and it was like a freak accident. Like I know that it's going to be a win on Jan's record, but it's just like, did he really earn a title shot off of that?
Eric seems to disagree.
Yeah, I mean, is there somebody you want to see more?
Kind of.
Who?
Well, there's a big
Talk to me.
fight July 30th. Magomed Ankalaev, Anthony Smith. If Anthony Smith goes in there and knocks out Ankalaev,
Or vice versa.
well, let's go one at a time. Anthony
Okay.
Smith knocks out Ankalaev. And let's say Glover wins, right? Because this is if it's Yuri who beats Glover, then Yuri versus Jan is a fun, fresh matchup. I think they go with that. But if Yuri loses, Glover wins, Glover versus Anthony, there's a freaking good story to tell there. Remember May 2020, middle of that week. Remember they're in Jacksonville. This is the one where Glover's beating him up. The whole thing with Anthony's corner. Remember that fight?
So your argument was, I don't want to see Glover and Jan again because he was beat up too bad. So instead, you want to see Anthony Smith, who had his teeth knocked out of his face, fight for it
there's
again.
a big gap there. There's a big gap.
Yeah, nah, that doesn't do it for me.
There's a big
unfortunately.
gap, and also Anthony Smith would have like fought his way back to getting
Oh, yeah.
a title shot, whereas
It's like
Jan,
3-4 wins or
this
something.
is like
This is outrageous.
By the
Jan
way,
was
I don't have a
former
take
champ.
right now. I'm kind
Jan was
of
a
I'm kind of
former champ,
talking
yeah.
it out. I'm talking it out. I don't have a take. Like you tell me right now, yeah, I love Jan. I'm
not-
thrilled for the guy.
This title fight is getting resolved in early June. I'm not waiting until late July.
Why not?
For what?
What do you have to rebook? Yeah, they're not going to rebook. I mean, Glover fought in October.
Glover versus if Glover wins, Glover versus Jan is right there. That's fine.
So you're just saying
I
you're just saying.
disagree.
Keep it moving. This division doesn't need any more holding up. This is fine.
I mean, it's only a month and change. It's not like 4
for
months
what?
away.
Waiting for the possibility.
Who's the
that-
biggest draw of those guys? Anthony
Jan.
Smith.
Wait,
No,
seriously? Come on, man.
I feel like people love Anthony Smith.
Jan is
Anthony Smith's on a podcast with Michael Bisping. People love that guy.
Jan is the biggest draw. It's come on.
Draw or
headlined-
not, still like winning like that holds me back from just like automatically throwing him back in the title conversation. I'd even make an argument for Magomed Ankalaev. He's won
Okay,
8
yeah,
straight
okay,
in
so that's-
UFC. Say he knocks out Anthony Smith. That's
Right.
9 straight UFC wins. Like
It was a bit of a clunker in his last fight, but he gets the win. If he beats up Anthony Smith, I could see there being momentum for Ankalaev.
It's fine. It's a good fight. It can wait until after Glover and Jan Part 2. That fight makes all the sense in the world. There's no they both want it too. Why not?
So you're saying,
because of the way that he won. That's why.
you know, I actually
Nah,
don't.
that's
I actually don't.
nonsense.
I actually don't agree with the way that he won. Like a win is a win is a win. I just don't know if they're going to want to run it back after one win is the thing. And then maybe you could
happens-
say one win and it kind of had a questionable ending. It was very indecisive.
It
And-
happens immediately. It happens after one. No problem with it. Makes a lot of sense. Both of them want it. This is like the easiest.
So if
title fight.
Yuri wins,
the
you-
easiest title fight to book out of everything.
this feels again like the no path to victory for Justin Gaethje combat.
Who'd you pick in that fight?
No, I mean, but
Oh,
you
okay.
were very.
Well, who'd you pick?
Yeah, no, I mean, listen.
All right, just making sure.
Wait, there was
making
another
sure.
one. There was another one too. What was the other one?
Will Smith would get an impossible.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Sit down
Don't
in
worry,
1
It-
week.
that one will happen.
By the way,
I know. It will happen.
by the way, they may have already
But we'll
recorded
pass
it.
1 week.
They may have already recorded it and just not released it.
Yeah, we finally get it, and it's like recorded.
Yeah,
on
imagine
within 1 week.
March 30th.
We just
or
have to
whatever
eat
it
a
was.
plate full of crow. From
If
Ray.
if Yuri wins, Yuri versus Jan is fresh. So would you guys agree, or GC, would you not even go in that direction? Would you go Yuri wins? Let's wait to see
Oh,
what
man,
happens.
yeah.
Wow, you're waiting.
Yuri Jan makes it tougher for me because it is a fresh matchup.
Makes it tougher.
Like, yeah, the decision.
Really?
I guess not tougher. I don't know.
Meaning
I would
you're
need
more
time to
open
think
to
on
it?
this.
You're
I'm
more
open to
Got it.
Yuri Jan, yes.
Got it.
Just because the way that Jan got beat by Glover.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony Smith got beat worse.
But don't you think there's a great story there with Anthony
Way
Smith?
worse.
No, but a great
No.
story.
I
How
don't.
can you? Was it way worse? Like Jan,
Whoa,
Jan
was-
got dominated.
Uh,
I
It
know
wa-
you just started watching MMA, but like, you gotta go back and see that one,
wow.
my man.
no,
I
he
mean,
was
Jan got dominated, bro. I bet on Jan, and within 30 seconds, I
Yeah,
was like,
see,
this dude is.
I
It
think
was
it's clear
one-sided.
He hasn't watched it.
No, it was
gonna-
one-sided. It was one-sided. I think the damage inflicted was more in the Anthony Smith. I mean, his teeth came out. Or
Yeah,
was
I mean,
it
yeah,
his-
like I damage infliction, but I'm still saying like Jan got dominated.
Yeah.
I mean,
he did.
like,
No, he never
I'm
showed
gonna
up.
drop- I'm
He
gonna
didn't
drop
show
this
up.
one.
I
He
know
didn't show
Rick
up.
like thinks like speaking louder, more adamantly.
Wow,
makes
I like this.
It makes his takes more correct. I
This is
understand
spicy.
that.
I'm gonna drop this one.
By the way, Connor
gonna-
was watching back then. I remember getting a text from him to come on game night. Yeah, I mean, there was
would you mind reacting to
yes,
him getting his
yes.
teeth
There was
knocked out?
nothing else going on May 16, 2020. For the record, there was
Well, there was Tony
Bundesliga.
Ferguson, Tony Ferguson,
The
6
week
p.m.
before.
Sports Center.
There was that, but I think there was Bundesliga and UFC at that point. Trust
I
me.
got a Snapchat memory this weekend, Bundesliga being back, and I was drinking mimosas out of a.
You were
German
loving
boot.
it. Did you bet on
I
it?
loved it. Yeah, that was all there was to bet on. That's how I got. That's how I got through the pandemic.
Did you ever like go and bet on darts and things like that?
Madden simulations. That was my lowest point.
I mean, that is crazy. How do you know that's not rigged?
I mean, it probably was.
Madden simulations?
Yeah, it was real short-lived stuff here.
But was this when they had those ESPN Madden games?
Yeah, and you could also bet on horse on ESPN.
Oh, that was great. That was
Yeah.
great. I remember that. All right, so this really throws a wrench. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
making
maybe
it
they
out
do
to be.
just
it
make
doesn't.
Jan Glover or Jan Year. Maybe Jan is
doesn't.
just sitting and waiting.
By the way, who do you guys have in that fight? As of
Who?
now, Jan and
Oh, Glover Yuri?
Glover Yuri. Sorry,
I have Yuri right now.
Who's your
I
favorite?
just have Yuri. Yuri's the favorite. He's minus 190 right now.
what's Glover?
Plus 180.
Interesting. Who do you
Yuri's
have in
minus
that?
220 now in DraftKings, actually.
I also have Yuri.
Yeah, no respect for Glover, huh?
I mean,
I mean,
there-
he'll
there's
just
a-
win. Like,
there's something to be said about that. It's very Charles Oliveira-esque.
Yeah.
Like he
I'm
continues
kind of
to
leaning
do it and-
Glover, if I'm being honest.
oh, the hell wanting dog of the week
Yeah.
a month in advance.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Everybody go ahead and book it.
Get back on the train.
Lock it in.
That and Tom Aspinall. We've already got ready to go.
Aspinall, I'm blown away by that one. You know that Tom Aspinall's the underdog? You knew this, Rick?
Oh boy,
You don't like this pick?
that's
I've
a
locked
rough
that.
one.
I've locked that one in. By the way,
Kurt. Yeah, well, God bless.
is that it's official, right? I've locked that
Yeah,
in.
oh, yeah. I've locked it in too, but I've actually placed real money on it.
What are we trying to say?
I mean, you would know if you'd place the bet or not.
No, I just want you're the official gatekeeper of whether or
Okay,
not it's
yeah,
locked
yeah,
in.
Yeah, it's locked in. It's locked in. I wanted dog of the week. Locked.
Can I tell you one thing about the dog of the week that I'm not really enjoying? I'm just doing this for fun. I mean, honestly, I don't. I hate to burst everyone's.
You give out the picks for free. You owe people nothing.
Yeah.
No one has to take these.
I'm getting a lot of like
Nah, I
you.
feel no sympathy.
I got Danny Rubenstein, manager to the Stars, texting me Saturday night. You busted my parlay. I'm like,
That's his own
get
fault.
the
I
F
won't
out of
even
here!
put
I
it in
busted
there.
your parlay.
Nah.
Don't listen to me. What are you?
If you charge people for these picks, it'd be different. You give them out for free. No one has to take these picks.
Yeah,
that you give
and by the way, none of you sent me thanks text when I was giving you Cheeto Vera and Katie Taylor.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Exactly. You win 7 in a row. No one says anything.
Yeah. Oh, you busted my parlay.
The only one who has reason to be mad is Verna. And
Yeah, you're
Yes,
right.
Virna has a.
Legit right.
She should come in studio and take the picture back and the hat.
What? The hat was a gift.
again, it was a friendship gift. Clearly, you're not friends.
Never again.
The way you did that.
Never again.
Don't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake.
Ryan Spann with a huge win
Big.
over Ewan. Shocking. He was a pretty big underdog as well.
He should go ahead of Jan too. Let's just everybody jump in front of Jan.
Davey Grant.
Pick
It's a
a
lot of
name out of the
fun.
light heavyweight crop.
Crazy KO. I don't know what they do with Caitlin Chukagian. I'm actually a little bit shocked that they.
You know what? But before we move off this, let me
Yeah.
just say one thing.
Yeah.
There is somebody who I do want to see fight for the belt
Oh. At 205?
at 205.
Paul Craig.
No, Jamal Hill.
Yeah, he's not bad. But
That's
he's
the one
he's a
I
little
wanna
far
see.
away, no?
Yeah, I mean, look, one or two
10?
more. I think he's
Yeah,
he's
one or
in
two
there.
more.
Ankalaev has a better case
But-
than Jamal Hill, in my opinion.
No, it's not about the. I don't care. Like, do you want to see Ankalaev fight after that last one? Is that
I like Ankalaev. I
Listen,
also have
If he go okay, well here's the thing. Jamal Hill's fighting in an important fight on August 6th against Thiago Santos, but that's further away than the Ankalaev.
Oh no, I'm not saying next. My position's pretty clear. I think put Jan in there.
So you're saying basically, if I'm going to read the tea leaves here, you're saying put Jan in there and then probably do Smith, Ankalaev winner fights Hill Santos.
Correct. Yeah.
Now what do you do with Paul Craig? He's on a bit of a roll.
Yeah, but he's fighting Oezdemir.
Yeah, he's fighting July 23rd.
So you could do one, out of those 3 matchups, you do 2 of them square off. There's no reason to wait to see how that plays out. None of those guys have made a definitive case. The one with the best argument is Ankalaev, but nobody's clamoring for that, especially after the performance.
Oezdemir, Santos, Ankalaev already beat them both.
Yeah. What about Dustin Jacoby, your boy?
Whose boy?
Eric.
I do love Dustin Jacoby, but what are you asking me? If he's in the title picture? No, he's not, but he's an exciting fighter. I'll damn sure rather watch him fight than Ankalaev.
The biggest what if in this whole bunch is Dominic Reyes, who just disappeared.
Yeah, well, I mean
he got knocked out badly, but I mean that we're approaching 2 years since that knockout.
No, yeah. I mean, I think he's not even in this he's got to reestablish himself.
How is he still ranked 7th and Gregor Gillespie gets taken out of the rankings? None of this makes sense. We got the email and it's like, hey, what is it, fighter removed?
Fighter removed, yeah.
And then nowhere to be found.
I mean, I like the message from Gregor. I liked what he did there.
You did like it?
Oh yeah.
What did you like about it?
I like that he's saying names. It's not just oh, I'm out of the rankings, see you later, but I'll be back. He's naming names. He's telling you exactly who he wanted and exactly who didn't take a fight with him. I like that.
But there's no rhyme or reason to any of this. Joanna gets taken out because they're going.
Oh no, I'm not talking about the permutations and the technicality of it. I'm talking about I liked Gregor's response to why it's happened and what he expects to happen next.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Jamal Hill. That dude's a fun fighter. And
didn't something happen recently with Jamal Hill?
Yeah, there was some kind of prank gone wrong, I believe.
Oh, right. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. But that's a dude I'm keeping my eye on to see.
Not for nothing. Let's give some props to McMaynard. I mean, there's no real big star there, and maybe Yuri becomes that star. But 2 years ago, I would say 205, once John left, was maybe the most shallow men's division, right?
Yeah.
In the UFC. Now it's kind of interesting. It's interesting because of parity. There's no star, but they're all you know what I mean? I could see them all beating each other.
I can only speak to what's the word I'm looking for social media, but buzz and attention and things like that. There's a word I'm looking for that is not coming to mind right now. But I think you're underestimating Jan's drawing
star power.
And
okay. I mean, you would know. You would know. Why does he generate a lot?
Anecdotally, that's the word I was looking for. Anecdotally, people care about Jan. People really care about Jan, and I think you beat Israel Adesanya. That does something for you.
Sure.
And I think there is something there. And I don't think there's any reason to hold him back from the title shot. I think he has that what people are looking for.
He's also incredibly likable.
Great storyteller.
Love the guy.
Yeah.
Freaking love the guy.
By the way, Sean Strickland in his place,
Oh yeah. I mean, he's great. He's he's draining threes left and right. Sweet jersey, by the way. I didn't really comment on it.
Oh yeah, Rangers last night.
Big
Game
overtime
7
win.
Poor Muldowney.
Yeah.
Penguins Suns.
Patty.
Tough.
Yeah. That is old school, right? I mean, that's
Gretzky.
But when did you get it?
Oh man, years ago.
Why did you get it?
It was when I moved to the Northeast because, I lost my beloved Thrashers back in 2011,
right.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
So I had to find a new team. So I figured, I'm close enough to the Rangers. I might as well cheer for them.
Oh, Rangers are your team?
Lightly. I really only get into hockey during the playoffs.
Okay.
But it's been fun. When I was near MSG, I wasn't in it yesterday.
Are you going to go to a game, second round? Hurricanes. I feel like you're more of a Hurricane guy than, the South. No?
No. That's too expensive to get in also, so it's a no-go.
No, it's great when the Rangers are winning. I love the Battle of Alberta over there with the Oilers and the Flames. That's tremendous drama. I love that. And I love the jersey. It's a great jersey. I mean, Gretzky had pretty much a cup of coffee with the Rangers, ended his career with the Rangers.
Well, he's the greatest of all time, so.
Who did he play for before the Rangers?
Oilers, Kings.
And then there's one. You don't know the one? Oilers, then
Kings.
traded to the Kings.
Rangers.
There's one before that. St. Louis Blues. But I keep repeating this. Do you guys agree with me? 48-47 page. Did you watch it, Connor?
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with you.
You don't agree?
I mean, I don't know. Every time I looked at the TV,
He wasn't doing anything.
yeah, I know he was getting held down. I don't know. It's
He was
such a
getting
tough
held
fight
down.
to score. I'm going to the quote retweets right now. I need to read some of this.
Please, go ahead. How'd you score it? How'd you score it, Eric?
I had it 48-47 for a page.
Okay, so you agree.
I agree.
Listen, I'm not going to call it the robbery of the century. The guy didn't do anything. What do you see over there, GC? What do you see? Do you see anything? It's really mean stuff. It's like, this guy's looking for clout. This guy will literally say anything. I'm like, this is not even a hot
People
take.
agreeing with you?
I would
Michael
argue
Page was
that
robbed. Ariel based Wani. That's a good one. That's a compliment.
Ariel based Wani? What does that even
Yeah,
mean?
it means you're based, bro.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
based is good.
Yeah, based.
Base is good. All right. What else we got?
Lol. I mean, a laughing emoji. I feel like this is where were these so bad?
There's a lot of mean ones. A lot of mean ones.
The media
I'm getting to
scores
'em.
were in your favor. The rest of the media.
That's what I
also
couldn't
scored for the
believe.
page.
That's what I couldn't believe. Now I understand. Untrained eye, casual. You see someone. I'm not even trying to be like, oh, you're a casual. Like you're just a casual fan. You're like, oh yeah, of course. He took him down. He held him. Yeah, all right. But actually, if you look at what was going on, the activity, the damage, all that stuff, almost dare I say, no brainer.
No brainer.
Yeah,
Wow.
dare I say?
48-47.
Yes.
No brainer.
Yeah.
Someone said this man has been covering MMA since 2006. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
Nothing too bad. Here it is.
Well,
this motherfucker will, this MF will say anything for clout.
Yeah, I mean that hurt. That made it feel like I was being disingenuous.
Yeah, and then the responses to that get pretty ugly.
They get ugly.
Yeah, we'll keep them off there.
All right. 48-47.
And no one knows how to score in this sport. I agree. Yeah, I mean,
I actually feel like scoring at 48-47 for MVP proves that we do know how to score in the sport. You know what I mean?
But the judges didn't score it that way.
Yeah. There was
Or
one judge.
One judge did.
Yeah, there was one judge. I actually have it right
Now
here.
I have to ask you:
Yeah, please.
are you actually seeing a lot more people disagreeing, or are those the ones you're keying in on? Because all the sentiment that I saw online was people saying MVP won.
You know, I
idiot.
have to
Someone
say,
hit you with an idiot. That's
Yeah.
tough.
I have to say, a lot of the media, I think, scored in favor of MVP. Right?
Fans seem to as well.
No. Did you see the quote retweets?
I mean, just I didn't.
I'm looking
but
at the
again,
QRTs right now. They're not. I mean, there's a few bad.
It was
ones,
really
but-
bad. It was really bad.
Was it half and half, and you're only looking at the bad ones?
I don't even think it was half and half. I think it was like 70-30 good,
Oh,
30 bad.
All right, so then
No, this is
You're
what
making
happened.
much
I posted
ado about that.
48-47. I went to my son's football game. I turned my phone back on. I was like, whoa. It felt like a lot. It's a Bellator Friday afternoon. It felt like a lot of heat.
Yeah, right.
It just felt a little excessive.
but according to Connor, 70% agreed with you, and so did all the rest of the media.
No, it wasn't
and so
70.
did
It wasn't-
everybody that I'm seeing.
Someone wrote the classic. The best time to delete this tweet was the second you wrote it. The next best time to delete this
Yeah,
tweet
you
is
don't-
right now.
I mean, you don't usually get that. One judge, his name is David Letheby. He had it right, in my opinion. He had 10-9 Page, 10-9 Storley, 10-9 Page, 10-9 Page, 10-9 Storley. And then the other two judges had it. One dude had it 49-46 for Storley.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't a great fight in terms of entertainment.
No, it wasn't a great fight. So would you run it back? Probably not, right?
I think you need to get the real champ back whenever.
Yeah, but what
whenever
if he's out
available.
for a
Yeah, I
considerable
know.
amount of
That's
time, you
true.
know?
Yeah,
He's fighting,
After seeing how that one played out, why would you run
just
that back?
forget it.
It's the same as Carla and Rose. Like, do
Yeah.
you want to see that again? Not
No,
really.
I do not.
Can I be honest with you? I kind of want to see Carla and Rose again.
Stop.
You're the only
I-
one.
I do.
Congratulations.
By the way,
I guess like
if she got that one punch off, everything would have been different.
Oh, you mean
I would
were
only
the-
want
were
to see it
the
again based on the hope
forces-
that like they're so pressured into making it a crazy fight.
One
If I
punch.
saw it gets announced, I would not be excited at all.
I get intrigued by these things. All right, so can he figure it out? A couple times, to his credit, he admitted it. he's going for the flying knee. I'm like, why are you doing the flying knee? He's just gonna, you're gonna land it sort of, and then he's gonna catch you, and then he's gonna take you down. You're gonna be off balance. Had he just stayed on his feet and did his thing where he picks his shots, I actually feel like he would have been way more successful if he would have done it for like 4 out of the 5 minutes and then last minute go for the flying knee.
Yeah, but how does he stay on his feet for 4 minutes?
I actually think he was having a hard time.
Storley?
Yeah.
No.
If he was a little more evasive, I think he would have had an even harder time.
I think Storley got him down every round, correct?
Yes. But I feel like MVP a couple times gave him the opening. Like he's starting the round. It's like, all right, here we go. I can't remember which round it was now. And then he goes for a flying knee and then he takes him down right away.
He's trying to, excuse me.
You right there?
Get some water. He's trying to end the fight.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he was trying to say goodnight. I don't know. It was just frustrating to watch. Like, I like Logan Storley. I have nothing against him. He's one of these young wrestler guys that Bellator has been building up, but it's just like you can't just hold on to a guy. I'm sorry. I don't know how you can score that in someone's favor. He's literally holding on to him. He's not doing anything. He's not trying to advance. He's not trying to submit. He's not trying to beat him up. He's not trying to knock him out. Where's the actual attempt to finish a fight? Show me that, and then I'll say that you won the fight. I don't know.
I feel like we see a lot of guys win based off of control time.
I don't think it's right. I have a problem with that. Fabian Edwards knocked out Lyoto Machida. Might be the last time we see Lyoto Machida. Bit hard to watch.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
And then you had
Paul Daley knockout was amazing.
Paul Daley knockout was amazing.
I was pretty hyped when that happened.
And we're going to be joined by Paul Daley, by the way, in 15 minutes, unless people get in the way. No, so far so good. Can I just say, I actually got a little bit emotional watching that.
Wow.
Well, again, I felt like he was being kind of held down. It's like, come on, guys, you're going to book Paul Daley in this spot.
It didn't look good for him.
No,
it was definitely like a nice comeback. And just the way that the knockout happened, he put him down.
Oh my gosh.
We lost old NYR here.
Yeah. I feel we should go full screen in that regard.
Yeah.
Thank you. Where did he go? Did he quit?
No,
He's had enough?
Yeah. He needed water or something.
No, he's being held down, and then all of a sudden he gets up. He has a moment of clarity, a moment of freedom, and it's like
swinging out of his shoes,
and
then lands
amazing.
like multiple, and just like the way it was one of those ones where he turns around. He knew it happened. Everyone's going crazy. It was beautiful, a thing of beauty.
Was he the underdog going into that?
No, pretty big favorite.
He was a big favorite.
Yeah, minus 325. I should have, out of principle, just bet Paul Daley by KO. In hindsight, last fight.
Oh yeah,
one more run.
Why not? What was Paul Daley by KO?
He was minus 130.
Oh, was
still
it?
minus money?
Really
Yeah.
interesting,
Yeah.
man.
He has 35 KO wins.
No, legend. Semtex. They don't call him Semtex for nothing. Favorite Semtex moment in your career?
It's a very random one.
Oh wow.
Well, okay.
I'm putting you on the spot here. I didn't even ask you about this beforehand.
There's two. The number one is the obvious. Everybody goes with it. Paul Daley versus Nick Diaz round, right?
Yeah,
that. Everybody has that one. But the uppercut, KO, Paul Daley, Romario, Manuel da Silva. It's a Bama fight.
Wow. What? This is a real hipster pick.
You want.
No, I like it. I love it. But tell me why.
Number one, Diaz and Daley. But that's both of them, right? That's
and also he loses that one, so it's not.
Okay, what? Because he loses, that means that wasn't an incredible moment.
Nice
those two made that moment though together.
Fair.
This knockout from Bama, and I'm not saying this as at the time I had watched it live on Bama. I'm not trying to do the hipster thing. This has been one that I've seen since.
Yeah.
Now I've seen it. This uppercut is one of the he lifts the dude off his feet. It's one of the cleanest uppercuts you'll ever see. If you have not seen this knockout, I implore you. Paul Daley, Romario, Manuel da Silva in Bama straight lifts the dude off his feet. It's monstrous. But his entire career, he's got 30 of those. You know what I mean? That was what Paul Daley does, and that's what we saw in this fight and what we expected from Paul Daley. The dude is next level. As far as knockout artist goes, he's truly one of the true knockout artists of this sport.
December of 2013, if you're looking at it or looking for it.
Find that one.
Scott Smith one is my favorite, probably.
It's a great one.
Who wants a KO for Christmas? Morrow. That. It looked like Scott Smith died.
You know what?
It was just like he was stiff as a board. It was crazy.
I mean, he's done that to a lot of people.
Oh,
he's
my
done
God.
that to a lot of people. You know what's kind of underrated and I feel like has gone by the wayside? He's one of the OG kind of like trash talker, SHIT talkers, and like has kind of grown, you know, like over time that's faded a little bit. Now it's just like I come in and knock people out. But like he's one of the OGs of that. He could run his mouth along with the punches.
100%. Legit bad boy.
Which
back
is what
in the day.
got Koscheck so upset and that performance and then, you know, he lost his temper. But like he had a way of pushing people's buttons that was ahead of its time as well.
I still maintain till this day he got the raw end of that deal. They shouldn't have
Of the cutting after. Man, you can't.
Nah, come on.
You can't do that.
Come on. But you could throw a dolly at someone. Like we could play this game all day long.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I'll say this. I feel like there was more principle back then, right? Like if it happened now, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that he gets cut. Also, we can't, as great as Paul Daley is, we cannot compare Paul Daley to Conor McGregor.
No, but I'm just saying we've seen some pretty, unscrupulous things.
I mean, Iwan Kutilaba and who was it?
Oh yeah, that was crazy. Was it Magomed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was, yeah. Right before the fight, they're
fighting.
Scrapping.
Yeah.
So like we've seen some
What's the difference?
Stuff.
Also, we forget, well, I don't know if we forget, but the start of his UFC career, 2 straight blistering knockouts in the first round when he was brought in.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like it was this guy, he was in Elite XC back in the day and all this stuff, comes in, blasts Martin Kampmann, remember that, UFC 103, and then he blasts Dustin Hazlett, and then he gets the Koscheck fight, they hated each other, and all right, he loses one, and then they just get rid of him.
I get
2 fights later,
like
beats Jorge Masvidal.
There was more principle back then. I feel like they were trying to send the right message at that time.
No, they thought, all right, he's not going to beat a Koscheck type.
Yeah.
He's expendable at this point.
More expendable. Sure. I don't think it would happen now. I'll say that. I think he'd be
no way
fine now.
I don't think nothing even remotely close to it happening, unless he's expendable, that person.
Did it end up maybe working out, ultimately in the long run? Like he kind of carved out a different career. And
sure, but if you're top of the food chain in the UFC, who knows, who he's fighting. He's fresh blood. He gets a GSP fight. I don't know.
I'll say this. At that time, that division was going to be tough for Paul Daley. Let's just call it what it is. Like the wrestlers in that weight class at that time, it would have been tough for Daley probably to make it to the top of that division. I mean, they were all like Koscheck, right? It was like Fitch, GSP, Koscheck. Like that would have been a tough go. That would have been a tough run. But no, I mean, ultimately, I think Paul Daley like probably got some clout for that. To be completely honest, I think it added to like that bad boy kind of persona.
I love that era. The Cage Rage era from back in the day.
Yeah. He's an outlaw, not to steal Dan Hardy.
Yeah.
But he became,
they were buds.
Yeah, that's right. And I think there was some news this week where Daley said that he was offered the fight with Dan, but didn't do it out of like respect because they
really
together. Yeah.
I didn't see that.
I believe that's right.
I mean, when you talk about the pioneers of UK MMA, you talk about
forget UK MMA.
But I'm just talking about 100%. But you talk about the pioneers of UK MMA. Obviously, Bisping gets the first nod. Ian Freeman will get a nod. Dan Hardy will get a nod. And I feel like Paul Daley is in that conversation. Top
100%.
3, top 4.
100%.
I mean, surpassed Ian Freeman at this point. I feel like is it Bisping, Hardy, Daley? Maybe even Bisping, Daley, Hardy? Who am I missing?
You can't go wrong. Yeah, I feel like that's it. But you can't go wrong with those guys.
I'm not talking about like the guys right now. I'm talking about like the pioneers, the OGs,
for sure,
the trailblazers.
Paved the way,
yeah.
Paved the way for the guys right now, and girls right now.
And by the way, don't you agree about those European Bellator cards? I don't like the Friday afternoon because I feel like everyone's got things going on Friday afternoon. Like you're this, you're there. Yeah. Saturday, if they could go on Saturday afternoon for these cards, I think that they would get a lot more play. But I do feel like it's a different promotion when they're in Europe for whatever reason.
Agree with all those points. Yes, it would be good to have on Saturday, but it does feel like
I don't know what it is.
This is happening over here, and this is happening over here. 100%.
Why do you?
Whereas
think
the UFC, there's
just better talent.
Well,
better European talent, so they're showcasing them on these cards.
There's also uniformity of times and dates, right? Like to your point, you're talking about go on Saturday. UFC always goes on Saturday, right?
Right.
And they always go at a roughly the same time, or at least try to. There's that consistency. When you're like, hey, we're doing a Friday fight in Europe and it's starting really early, that's different than when Bellator is on here in prime time in the US.
I will say, though, UFC cannot start a fight night at 10 p.m. Eastern. I mean, unless it's a pay-per-view, no card should start at 10 p.m. Eastern.
It felt late. It felt late.
No card should ever start at 10 p.m. Eastern, main card, unless it's a pay-per-view.
I'm in 100% agreement with that.
I mean, it's just
Thirded.
too much.
Like, seeing that it started at 7:30 was
It's not
the
fair.
worst news I got all week. It was the worst news I got all week. And everybody's just like, oh, over here in the UK, we stay up till.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite when they
I'm
say
like,
that.
well, I'm
we
not
stay up
used
till
to
5. Yeah. By the way, I don't think I would be an MMA fan if I had to stay up till
that.
5
I don't think I
a.m.
would either.
You know,
I don't think I
That's
would
why they're the best.
the hack
Yeah,
is in
true.
Hawaii.
The hack. Oh my
yeah,
God.
that's what I'm saying. We need to get out to Hawaii. That would
That's
be
the
perfect.
hack.
Yeah, because that's 5 hours back from us.
Yeah.
It's depending on
6.
daylight savings.
Damn. So the 10 p.m.
Main
The
card
worst-
starting at happy
Four. That
hour,
would've been
5
4.
p.m., 4 p.m.
and that's like the latest one possible.
And it's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's worse.
the 7 p.m. starting at 1. Yeah,
Breakfast football.
Do you remember
Yeah.
that period on FS1 where every card was starting at 10
Yeah.
and ending at 1:30? Like even the crappiest of crappy fight nights.
No bueno.
There was a period where I was questioning whether or not I could still do this. And again, I know there's some guy in Ireland right now or Scotland or it's like, I have to stay up till 6.
Yeah.
I get it. Bravo. I couldn't do that. I'm sorry. It's too hard.
Yeah, I couldn't either. There's no shot.
By the way, I took a little gander at this weekend's card.
Oh, wow.
Here we go.
It's a little light.
Diving right back in.
Well, I was just looking in the corner
A
of my
little
eye.
light.
It's very light. But Santiago Ponzinibbio plus 100?
That's where he's sitting right now.
Yeah.
We locking that in?
Plus 100 against minus 120 Michel Pereira. I mean, a little surprised. I know Ponzinibbio is not exactly lighting the world on fire right now, but I'm a bit surprised. What do you guys think? I have to say, my confidence level is very low.
It's tough to get back on the horse, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should wait for one that you feel good about before coming back on this.
No, I have to say, I kind of feel good about this one.
Yeah.
You don't like
jumping
it?
off the page at you?
It feels a little Cheeto-esque.
All right.
You disagree here,
Ponzinibbio.
Crick? I feel like you're not. I mean, you're biting your tongue here, and then you're going to say on Monday, "I tried to warn you."
No. This doesn't feel like a. This feels like a pass. This fight altogether. For me.
Really,
I'm not confident one way or the other.
the fight card or the fight in particular?
No, that specific
Both.
fight.
Chase Hooper plus 150.
Michelle is a hard person to bet on in
Yeah,
those fights. I tend to stay away from.
Parker
And
Porter plus 475. Pride of New Britain, Connecticut.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
Pride of
Damn.
New Britain, baby.
yo.
He comes back on a plus 500 dog. That'd be
That I mean, he is a massive underdog in this fight.
Yeah.
Almeida's minus 630.
Yeah.
Chase Hooper plus 150 against Felipe Colares. Yeah, it's a bit of a light schedule here, for being honest. Main event is Holly Holm minus 240, Caitlin Vieira plus 195. I'm not ready to go against Holly Holm, the Hall of Famer. Sorry. Holly Holm, people forget, had one of her best performances outside of championship fights in her last fight. It's just been almost 2 years since we saw her fight
yeah.
when she fought Aldana, right?
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
she's 40, but like she is Holly Holm.
What are you trying to say about 40-year-olds?
Probably not as good as 30-year-olds.
You know what's weird? When I was younger, I never really looked at people's ages, and now I'm looking at people's ages a lot. And so I'm like, wow, Paul Daley's the same age as me. Holly Holm's the same age as me. I always kind of viewed them as older than me. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah, it's like when the sports fan says, "Oh, everybody in the NBA draft is now younger than me." That's kind of like the threshold. That's where you start to realize your age. Yeah.
Well, no, it's
The
weird
sport-
because people talk about, like, you're referring to her as being old, GC, and I'm like, well, I'm 40, and I feel like I'm just hitting my prime.
For the game, though.
Yeah, I know,
Like,
I
for the
know,
game,
I
it's
know,
old.
I know.
I'm not calling like 40-year-olds in general old.
Also, we're talking about Holly Holm has a lot of mileage as well, right? She's been fighting for such a long time. It's different, right? Like I think Daniel Cormier's 40 in MMA is less than other, heavyweights 40s in MMA, depending on how many goes you have. Now, don't get me wrong. Daniel Cormier has competed in athletics for such a long time at that point. But in MMA, he was still relatively young at 40 in his career,
Like Brian Barberena is only like 33. I,
Yeah.
for some reason, thought he was way older than that.
Charles Oliveira, like 32.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a perfect example.
MVP
Charles-
35. Thought he was way younger than that.
Charles Oliveira is an old 32 though, right? Like he has a lot of tread wear on those tires for MMA. Like he's in his prime right now, but how long is that prime going to be? Because he's had so many fights.
How old's Rory Mack? Rory Mack, 32.
Yeah, it's crazy. When you look at some of these guys who have been in it young and doing it for so long, you'd be surprised.
How old's Anthony Pettis? 87, 35.
35, 34.
Yeah. We're getting old, guys. Sorry to say.
Not Connor. Just
Not
me.
Connor, yeah.
Canelo only being 31.
That
feels weird to me. Like that feels really weird.
I actually would have predicted a little bit older than that, 33, 34.
Yeah, Canelo is like essentially my age, which is just nuts to think.
Has anyone ever told you you look a bit like Canelo?
No.
The GG?
A lot of Christian Eriksen's.
Yeah.
Jake Layman's.
I don't
No
know.
Canelo's ever.
Who's Jake Layman?
NBA player.
Jake Layman. What team?
Who's
Am I getting his first name right? Yeah, Jake Layman.
I don't know him either.
Jake Layman.
Yeah, Jake Layman.
How do you spell Layman?
Layman. You'll have me questioning everything.
No.
This one I find a little bit more insulting.
Oh,
Christian Eriksen I see more of as a compliment.
Yeah.
I was going to say, who did Frank tell me I look like that I've never heard
Oh, yeah.
of before?
Frank. Who does he look like?
Patton.
Who's that? Say it again.
Mike Patton.
Mike
Mike
Penn. Never heard of him. Third Eye Blind. What was it?
Great guy, never met.
Faith No More.
Faith No More. What's their most famous song?
I got to get the next guest on.
Oh. But no, what is their most
Oh,
famous song?
Epic is the name of the song. As
Epic.
soon as you heard it, you would know what I'm talking about.
My Sacrifice?
I said epic.
Who sings
Did
My
you look
Sacrifice?
up? Did you look up?
No. My Sacrifice is like in the early 2000s, every WWE pay-per-view had one of these, Creed, Nickelback.
Oh, so that's not actually
No, I'm
Faith
just
No
making
More
this-
song.
I'm just
Oh,
making
okay,
this up.
okay. See, I don't know.
I'm just making this up. By the way, I had a crazy scene. Should I mention this, or is this TMI? We're about to be joined, by the way, by Paul Daley, and then after that, we're going to be joined by Dustin Poirier, and then after that, Tony Ferguson. So the real meat and potatoes of this program is still to come. Yes?
My thought is to pocket that one.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Well,
that one in the holster.
What is it? The subject of TMI?
yeah.
Yeah, what is it?
You don't even know what it is.
I don't think I do.
No, but Eric, why do you say pocket it?
Keep it in the holster.
You think it's you don't even know what I'm talking about. But you just think,
I know?
yeah.
Oh, I think I know.
No, it's not the other one. It's not the
Oh,
other
okay,
one.
okay,
No,
okay.
no.
Something.
But the fact that I guess the fact that I'm questioning whether, no, it's not a big deal. Here's the
Okay,
bottom line.
hit it. I
Here's the
wanna hear
bottom
it
line.
now.
I'm at my son's soccer game, right? Yesterday, right? I don't say a word, but I go to every game. I don't say a word. Honestly, I never say anything. I'm like I'm the one who goes up to the coaches afterwards and says thank you. Like I'm not soccer dad. And my son's pretty good. He's 8 years old. His team is very good. And he's playing this team. And there was this one kid who kept slide tackling from the back.
Yeah.
Now that's very dangerous. From the
Right.
back, slide
Yeah.
tackling, right? Does it repeatedly. There's even a father next to me who keeps going like, God, he keeps slide tackling. Can we get them to stop slide tackling? And I'm just like, all right, yeah, I know it's kind of annoying, but you don't say anything, right? You don't say
Wow.
anything.
I gotta
And
admit, I'm impressed that you held it back for
Then-
for
wait.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Then at one point, son's on a breakaway, same kid slide tackles him from the back. So then I finally get up and I go to the.
Is he going at all for the ball, or is it just
No,
straight like?
it's just from the back. And so I go to
They
the.
didn't call it. They didn't call it.
Nothing. There's no ref. It's just the two coaches referee. So I go to the other coach and I'm like, hey, can you please just ask your kid to stop slide tackling from the back? That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Then our coach, who is a sub coach who I've never met, he's like, hey, you can't speak to the team. I was like, yo, all I want is for this guy to tell this kid, my kid could get hurt and everyone could get hurt. So he's like, yeah, I'll do it. Doesn't do it. So I was like, hey man, can you do it please? Can you tell the kid to stop slide tackling? So doesn't do it. So now I feel like I'm on an island. So I say to the other dad on the side, I was like, hey, you've seen this too, right? Doesn't say anything. Doesn't have my back. So now everyone's looking at me. Then
You're the enraged parent.
then someone on the end goes, what's the problem, Ariel? So I was like, oh, someone has my back. So I look over, I'm like, this guy keeps slide tackling. But then I realize he's on the other team. And
It's
I guess
his
he
kid.
recognized me. And so I'm like, yo, they keep slide tackling and hurting the kids. He's like, you guys are up 10-0. I was like, yo, man, I don't care if we're losing 100-0. I just don't want to get hurt. He's like, maybe you should calm down. I'm like, calm down.
Gosh, wow, he hit you with that.
Yeah, he
Did
got
you
into the
calm down?
maybe you should calm down. I'm like, yo, In a real soccer match, you get banned. You get a red card for a slide tackle from the back. All right, you could tear someone's ACL. All right, enough of this. So then afterwards, I feel like a bit of a schmuck. But you know what? I felt
This guy's at his office today, and he's just like, "You guys know Ariel? I want him."
Yeah,
This guy
I got
lost
it.
it.
Yeah, lost.
This guy
I didn't lose
lost
it. I didn't
at his
lose anything.
soccer
No,
match.
I've seen Ariel lose it. This does not.
No, and I said to my son
No,
afterwards.
you definitely.
And
did,
this
but
kid the kid started talking trash to me. He goes, maybe you should come out and play. Little kid, 8 years
The
old.
little kid said
and then
this.
I started.
Did you say anything back?
No, I didn't say anything back.
Oh,
he
that's beautiful. Oh my
maybe
God,
you should
that's
come out and
beautiful.
play. I didn't say anything, but I told my son afterwards. I was like, listen, no one's gonna have your back except for me. All right, I will go, through hell for you. And that kid was being dirty. And every time he would look at me, every time he did it, he would look at me like to be like,
Okay.
do you see what he's doing?
We have a few things to talk about here, real quickly, because I know we
Yeah,
have.
I know, Paulsy.
Great job by you.
Thank you.
Protect the kids. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's be humans here. I'm guessing that was maybe the dad, the other guy.
No, it
Maybe
wasn't.
He was
It
the dad of the slide. Oh, he was just on the same team.
Yeah.
Rough though. Sub coach, gotta go.
Yeah.
You
Didn't have
gotta
my
go.
back. Didn't have my back.
You say you're going to talk about
Lastly,
it?
Was anyone filming this? Can
No,
we get the
no,
altercation
no.
of
We can
maybe
talk-
you should come out here and
No,
play
no, yeah,
yourself, and
I was
you
like,
Also-
not saying anything back?
Little kid talking smack. Maybe next time.
I mean,
maybe
love
next
it.
time he gets a
Love
slide
it.
tackle.
Yeah, that's right.
You know
I
what?
agree.